Hey, friends all over the world. It's not often that I get such a strong impression to make a video. But today is one of those days that I had to come to you and I had to share this with you. Millions will receive financial miracles. Millions will receive financial miracles. You've been feeling in your heart, in your mind, that something is shifting. You've been feeling that you are on the brink of something big. I came to let you know you are not crazy. You are not crazy. You are not dreaming. You are not overreaching. But I believe that divine timing has converged upon you right now. And you are about to receive something supernatural. I think about Peter. He had been toiling all night long. He was fishing. And Jesus said, throw the net on the right side. All night long, he had been fishing and toiling and struggling and nothing. No evidence of his work. No fruit of his labor. Nothing to prove that he was competent as a fisherman that night. There was nothing. There was no evidence. And yet one word from God shifted everything. And all of a sudden his business exploded. His finances, because you understand, fish weren't just fish. You didn't just fish to fish. You fished for money. They would fish and then sell the fish that they caught. It was a business. Peter was an entrepreneur. This was his business. That represented a sudden increase in income for him. Just one word. One word. One word. One word. One miraculous intervention. And all of a sudden his finances exploded. I want to share just two things with you, maybe three things with you quickly. Someone from our church had shared a testimony recently about how they gave radically. And how when they did it, it co-witnessed with their spouse. In other words, God told them to do something, and when they told their spouse what God told them to do, it bore witness with their spouse, and they were like, wow. They knew they were in the spirit, and they gave. They gave $16,000, and they were talking about how when they did that, it set off, this was the bonus, this was a bonus check for them. It set off a chain reaction of financial miracles that they're still enjoying till today. I was preaching on the West Coast, and I heard a very powerful testimony. A man just going through a divorce, just going through a hard time, and God was dealing with him, and he gave radically, and God gave him a word, a prophetic word. He looked across the sanctuary and he saw an African American woman. This was a Caucasian male. She was a single mother, and the Lord said, that's your business partner. He was like, what? He said, that's your business partner. That year, they made $25 million in the flooring business. These stories that may seem so strange to you, that may seem like pie in the sky words, are actually the prophetic impetus that many of you need to experience something you've never experienced before. You needed language to what you've been feeling. You needed language. You needed a wineskin for what God was speaking to you. And so I want you to understand right now that you are in a very critical season right now, and you are about to experience financial miracles like you've never experienced them before. Millions of you, literally millions of you, are about to experience miracles that you've never experienced before. I need somebody to say something and to partner. Can you imagine what that would look like? Can you imagine what it would look like if your business was 1,000 times greater? Can you imagine what it would look like if your family came out of debt? Could you imagine what it would look like if your business turned around supernaturally? Can you imagine what it would look like if you tapped into a greater level of wisdom and understanding? Can you imagine what it would look like if God aligned you with profitable relationships where you could be mentored and empowered? Can you imagine what it would look like if the struggle was over? Could you imagine what it would look like if the years of toiling and struggling caused you to strike oil, and all of a sudden all the years of you struggling and toiling paid off in a moment? Can you imagine what Joseph felt like when he had been in the pit, in Potiphar's house, and in the prison for years, and all of a sudden he's standing in the palace and God's opening doors that no man can close? Many of you under the sound of my voice are about to enter into that. I don't do this often, but I'm telling you, I feel such a strong unction to share this with you. I'm just announcing to you where you are and what you are about to walk into. I believe in a prophetic action. I believe that when God speaks to us, when God ministers to us, when God speaks over our lives, I'm about to pray over you. I believe that we should plug into those words supernaturally. We should plug into them through an act of faith and obedience. So, Father, I just want to pray over these people, the millions of people who are about to experience unusual miracles, the millions of souls that are about to be changed and transformed, the millions that will come into the church for the harvest, these last day harvest, and Father, for the countless lives that will be changed and transformed for His glory. In Jesus' name, I declare it. I declare it. Listen, I'm only talking to a remnant of you, but with a remnant of you, and you know who you are because God will bear witness with it. Go to my website, KynanBridges.com, and I want you to consider. In fact, I don't want you to consider it. I want you to do it. $10, $50, or $100, according to your ability. $10, $50, or $100. Give, and every ounce of that, every dime of that, every penny of that is going toward the harvest. $10, $50, or $100. There are 100 of you watching me right now. $10, $50, or $100. Now, if you have the ability to give 100 and you give 10, then you've missed it. If you have the ability to give 50 and you give 10, you've missed it. According to your ability, according to the grace of God upon your life, according to what God has spoken. And I'm going to come into agreement with you that every word that was spoken over your life concerning the increase will come to pass in Jesus' name. Go to KynanBridges.com, www.KynanBridges.com, and I want you to partner with us. I want everyone watching this broadcast, every person watching this broadcast, and everyone under the sound of my voice to give something. And if you can't do that, do something as the Lord speaks to you. I want everyone under the sound of my voice to give something. $10, $50, $100. Some of you may be able to do more than that. But right now we're about to storm the gates, and the enemy is about to smell. He's about to smell the savor of our giving. This is about to be a sweet smelling savor in the nostrils of God. But your sacrifice is so potent, even the enemy is going to get a whiff of this. And things that have been barriers in your way have to move. Obstacles that have stood in your way for years will have to move. Go to the website right now. $10, $50, or $100. There may be 100 of you that say, I want to give 100. There may be 50 of you that say, I want to give 50. Whatever it is, but do as the Lord directs you, and do it now. And we're about to see one of the biggest breakthroughs we've ever seen before. God bless you.